Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well informed. We take stacks of info, pull out the key nuggets for you, and today we're diving into something that, well, it might just change how you think about health, fitness, maybe even starting a family. What if I told you your gym routine? Yeah, specifically one pretty common exercise could actually be a major game changer for fertility. And that's right. Today, it's all about the powerful and sometimes surprising link between certain exercises, particularly squats, and male fertility. Our mission today, pretty clear. We're going to unpack the science, understand the details, and give you real actionable insights how strategic exercise can seriously boost male fertility markers. We pulled together some fascinating research studies on sedentary life, specifics on compound moves, hormonal responses, the whole picture. Okay, let's get into this.
It's definitely a hot topic in the research. And what's really striking is how much our modern habits seem to play a role in this. It's a factor people often overlook. We're facing kind of a quiet crisis, really, but 1 in 3 couples struggles to conceive.
Yeah.
And poor semen quality, a huge part of that equation. And that's not just, a number. That's millions of families, real people hoping to start families.
Yeah, and when you stop and think about how much life has changed, it's pretty stark, isn't it? I mean, think about previous generations, maybe our grandfathers, often physically active, right?
Yeah.
Work, chores, moving a lot. Now, for so many guys, it's like 8, maybe 10 hours sitting at a desk. Then you come home, more sitting, maybe TV, computer. It's just a massive shift. Kind of alarming, actually.
Exactly. And the science is increasingly pointing towards these sedentary lifestyles as a direct contributor to male infertility. But here's the hopeful part, and this is important, the promise. Initial research, it suggests that men who are sedentary, if they just start exercising moderately, maybe 3 to 5 times a week, they can see real significant improvements, better sperm counts, better quality overall, and get this in just a few months.
Wow, just a few months.
Yeah.
That's actually incredibly encouraging. It puts some power back in your hands, doesn't it? But, okay, that immediately makes me think, is all exercise good? Or is there, like, a limit? Can you do too much? Because usually, we think more is better, but I'm sensing that might not be the case here.
You've hit on a really critical point there, yeah. For fertility, it seems we're looking for what you might call the Goldilocks zone. Not too little exercise, definitely not too much, but an amount that's, well, just right. Because while that consistent, moderate exercise, great for sperm quality, pushing your body way too hard into extreme training, that can actually backfire, have negative effects.
So wait, someone who's really, really pushing it, maybe an athlete, or just someone super dedicated, they could actually be hurting their fertility by going too hard. That's surprising.
It can be, yeah. It seems counterintuitive, but studies have shown it. Very high-intensity exercise over time, like, say, 24 weeks, was linked in some cases to actual decreases. We're talking lower sperm density, the concentration, lower motility, which is how well they move, and morphology, their shape. And think about intense endurance stuff, like marathon training. That might negatively impact reproductive hormones, semen quality too. There's also this thing called oxidative stress. Vigorous exercise, especially in athletes, can sometimes lead to that, and even DNA damage in sperm. One big review basically said elite sports, often harmful for motility, but recreational activity, that seemed to improve things. So it really is about finding that sweet spot.
Okay, that's a huge distinction, especially if you're really into fitness. So if extreme isn't the goal, what is? And where do squats fit into this just right picture?
Squats. Yeah, this is where they really come into their own. It's actually quite elegant. They're what we call a compound movement. Basically means they work lots of big muscle groups all at once. Your glutes, quads, hamstrings, your core has to stabilize you. Even upper body gets involved. And what researchers find pretty consistently is that these big compound exercises, they're particularly good at triggering beneficial hormonal responses.
Hormonal responses. Okay. And I'm guessing that links directly to fertility, right? Is there one key hormone we're talking about?
Absolutely, you nailed it. The big player here is testosterone. Compound movements, especially things like squats, they specifically seem to trigger a noticeable increase in testosterone production. And testosterone is absolutely crucial for making sperm and for the quality of that sperm. There was a study, University of Connecticut's Human Performance Lab. They found high-intensity resistance stuff like squats led to these sharp, acute increases in testosterone in young men. Now, important point, these boosts are temporary. Levels usually go back to normal within a few hours. But doing that consistently, those regular temporary boosts seem to stimulate the system in a really positive way over time.
That is fascinating. Okay, so if someone wants to use squats to help optimize fertility, what does that look like, practically speaking? Like how many sets, how many reps, how much weight? Is there an optimal routine?
Yeah, the research gives us some pretty good clues here. For those hormonal benefits, the focus seems to be on volume, but with moderate weight. Not necessarily super heavy. We're talking maybe somewhere in the range of 6 to 10 sets. And interestingly, for that endocrine response, the hormonal kick, some studies suggest that right around 6 sets might be optimal for high-intensity strength exercise. It helps zero in on that just right level.
6 sets. Okay, that might sound like a lot if you're just starting out or haven't done squats in a while. How does a beginner approach that safely?
Good question. Very practical. For beginners, I'd definitely say start with just your body weight. Body weight squats are fantastic. Maybe aim for something like 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps, perhaps 3 times a week. The absolute key at the start. Focus on form. Nailing the technique is way more important than lifting heavy or doing tons of reps right away. Then, as you get stronger, more comfortable, technique feels good. Then you can gradually add a bit of weight or increase the sets and reps, slowly build up towards that 6-10 set range. It's all about that progressive overload,
Yeah.
slow and steady.
Yeah.
And consistency.
Right, consistency. And how soon can guys realistically expect to see changes? You mentioned sedentary men seeing benefits in a few months. Does that apply here too?
It does, yeah. The timelines seem pretty consistent. We see studies showing just 6 months of regular, frequent exercise can significantly improve sperm quality markers. But here's a key thing to remember about biology. Sperm take about 74 days. That's roughly 2.5 months to fully develop. So the sperm you're making today won't be ready for prime time for a couple of months. So while you might feel better almost immediately, more energy, better mood, totally those specific measurable improvements in sperm, they rely on consistency over time. Better circulation, hormone balance, less oxidative stress. It takes time to build that foundation. Like we said, it's about stimulating the system, supporting it, not hammering it into submission.
Stimulating, not hammering. I like that. So, okay, the testosterone link is huge, but I'm guessing exercise helps in other ways too, right? It's not just testosterone.
Oh, definitely not. There are broader benefits happening systemically. First, exercise improves blood flow everywhere, including the reproductive organs, better delivery of nutrients, better waste removal, crucial stuff. Second, it helps lower chronic inflammation throughout the body, and inflammation is generally bad news for sperm health. And third, studies in animals suggest improved antioxidant capacity, basically better protection against damage from things like free radicals, that oxidative stress we mentioned. So yeah, it's creating a much healthier overall environment for sperm development.
That makes sense. It's a whole body improvement. And what about the mental side? Stress is huge these days, right? How does that play into fertility, and can exercise help there?
Oh, absolutely. Chronic stress is a known fertility antagonist, you could say. When you're constantly stressed, your body pumps out more cortisol, the stress hormone. And high cortisol directly suppresses testosterone production. This is a nasty feedback loop. But exercise, especially strength training, like squats, it's one of the best stress busters we know. It helps manage cortisol levels, break that cycle, let testosterone recover.
Okay, so this is all making a very strong case. We know moderate is key, squats are powerful. How do we put this together? Like, what would a good fertility-focused workout week actually look like for someone listening?
Right, let's make it practical. I often suggest something like the Fertility 3, basically 3 solid strength training sessions a week. And squats should absolutely be the cornerstone, the main event, and at least 1 or 2 of those. There was even a study, guys doing resistance training 3 times a week for just 4 weeks. They saw higher testosterone right after workouts, and those levels stayed higher over time, so consistency builds.
Okay, Fertility 3. I like it. Can you give us a sample structure, something concrete people can maybe adapt?
Sure, here's one way you could structure it, focusing on those big compound lifts. Maybe Monday, focus on lower body. Start with squats, 4 to 6 sets, maybe 8 to 12 reps. Then maybe some Romanian deadlifts, 3 sets of 10, good for hamstrings and glutes. Lunges, 3 sets, say 12 reps each leg. Finish with calf raises, 3 sets of 15. Then Wednesday, shift to upper body. Push-ups or bench press, 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Some kind of row or pull-ups, pull-downs, 4 sets, 8 to 12. Overhead press for shoulders, 3 sets of 10. And core work, like planks, 3 holds, 30 to 60 seconds maybe. And then Friday, maybe a full body session. Definitely include squats again, maybe 3 sets of 10 this time. Perhaps conventional deadlifts, 3 sets of 8, another great compound move. Push-ups, 3 sets of 12. And pull-ups or rows again, 3 sets of 10.
That looks fantastic. Really well-rounded, hits everything, and keeps squats front and center. What about the days between those workouts? Just rest?
Rest is super important, yes. Recovery is when the magic happens, the adaptation, getting stronger. So yeah, definitely don't train hard every single day. Those off days are crucial. But you don't have to be totally inactive. Light activity is great. A walk, some gentle stretching, that can actually help recovery without adding more stress. Active recovery, they call it.
Okay, active recovery. Good tip. And how would someone know if they're maybe pushing too hard, slipping out of that Goldilocks zone into overtraining? What are the signs?
Yeah, really important to listen to your body. Some key warning signs to watch for. Feeling constantly tired, like a fatigue that just won't go away even with rest. Seeing your performance in the gym actually start to drop. Lifting less, feeling weaker. Mood changes can be a big one, feeling unusually irritable, maybe low motivation. And ironically, sometimes a decreased libido can be a sign of overtraining. Your body's basically saying too much stress.
Hmm.
If you notice those things, it's probably time to back off, maybe take an extra rest day, reduce the intensity for a bit.
Got it. Listen to your body. Now, beyond the actual lifting, fueling this is key, right? Nutrition. What should people think about eating, especially after a workout like squats?
Absolutely. Post-workout nutrition is critical for recovery, repairing muscle, optimizing those hormones we talked about. The ideal window is roughly within 30 minutes or so after you finish. You want a good mix of protein and carbs, protein for muscle repair, carbs to replenish energy stores called glycogen. Simple options work great. Greek yogurt with some berries, a protein shake, maybe add a banana, or even, and people love this one, chocolate milk. Seriously, it's got a great ratio of carbs and protein. Very effective and easy.
Chocolate milk. That makes it feel less intimidating somehow. Okay, what about supplements? Anything specific that might help support fertility alongside exercise?
Well, food should always come first, definitely.
Yeah.
Get your nutrients from whole foods. But yeah, some supplements might offer extra support, especially if your diet isn't perfect. The big three often mentioned for male fertility and general health are vitamin D, so many people are low zinc, and omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil. These play roles in hormone production, sperm health, inflammation, lots of areas. But, always best to chat with a doctor before starting supplements.
Makes sense. Food first. And, fertility is often a couple's journey. How much does partner involvement matter with this exercise stuff?
Oh, hugely. Partners can be amazing motivators. Having that accountability, someone to maybe even exercise with. Fertility really is a team sport, and when couples exercise together, it benefits both their health, right? Plus, tackling a shared goal like this, it can actually lower stress for both partners, strengthen the relationship. It's a definite win-win.
That's a great perspective. Team sport. Okay, for couples actively trying, when's the best time to start this kind of program? Is there too late?
Honestly, the sooner the better is always good advice for health changes. But manage expectations. Remember that 74-day sperm development cycle, 2.5 months. So the changes you make today won't show up in sperm analysis for a little while. You'll likely feel better pretty quickly. Energy, mood, confidence, all that. But for the full impact on fertility markers, give it time. Realistically, 3 to 6 months for those benefits to fully manifest. So patience and consistency, that's the mantra.
Patience and consistency. Got it. Okay, for the guy listening who's maybe been inactive for a while, starting squats can feel daunting. How do they begin safely? Avoid injury, avoid getting discouraged.
Totally valid concern. Start conservatively is the main thing. Begin with bodyweight squats, maybe just 2 sets, 8 to 10 reps, see how that feels. Focus entirely on form first. Watch videos, maybe even get someone knowledgeable to check your technique. Proper form is everything for safety and effectiveness. Like I always say, the best workout is the one you actually stick with. Don't try to be a hero on day one. Gradual progression is key. Build confidence, build strength slowly.
Good advice. And speaking of form, can you give us a quick rundown? Proper squat technique and maybe common mistakes people make.
Sure thing. Okay, basic setup. Feet about shoulder width apart, maybe toes pointing slightly outwards. Whatever feels comfortable and stable for you. Keep your chest lifted, shoulders pulled back slightly, and really brace your core, like you're about to get punched in the stomach, that kind of tightness. Initiate the movement by pushing your hips back, like you're reaching back to sit in a chair that's slightly behind you. Lower down, keeping your weight balanced, maybe slightly more towards your heels. Knees should track in line with your toes. Don't let them cave inwards. Aim for thighs roughly parallel to the floor or as deep as you can go with good form and without pain. Then drive powerfully back up, pushing through your heels, squeezing your glutes at the top. Common mistakes. Knees caving in, that's called knee valgus. Leaning too far forward, letting your chest drop and back round. And doing only shallow partial squats, you miss a lot of the benefit that way. Really focus on that controlled descent and powerful ascent. And, all this talk about squats and workouts, it really raises that bigger question, doesn't it? How do all these pieces, exercise, nutrition, stress, sleep, fit together? It's about creating a whole supportive environment for fertility.
Exactly. It's not just the squats, is it? It's the whole lifestyle picture. So
Right.
besides the exercise, what other really crucial things should guys focus on?
Sleep is absolutely massive. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality, solid sleep per night. That's prime time for testosterone production, muscle recovery, everything we've been talking about. Skimping on sleep can seriously undermine all your efforts. Also, be mindful of things that can directly harm sperm. Avoid excessive heat, so maybe limit long. Super hot baths, hot tubs, saunas. Cut back on alcohol, or cut it out if you're serious.
Right.
And definitely avoid smoking. These are non-negotiables for optimal sperm health, really.
Right. Sleep, avoid heat, limit booze, no smoking. Seems fundamental. Okay, for anyone listening who's maybe still a bit skeptical, thinking squats, really? For fertility? What's
Hmm.
your final word on that?
Look, I get the skepticism. It sounds almost too simple sometimes, doesn't it? In a world looking for complex fixes. But the science connecting moderate exercise, plus the compound movements, to improved male fertility markers is getting stronger and stronger. And here's the kicker. What are the downsides? There really aren't any, are there? The
Right.
side effects are all positive. You get stronger, you have more energy, your mood improves, you feel more confident, you reduce your risk of heart disease, diabetes. The list goes on. It's a massive win-win. Even if your fertility is already fine, doing this stuff makes you healthier overall, improves longevity, quality of life. Why wouldn't you do it?
That's a powerful way to put it, a total win-win. So, for those ready to jump in, how can they track progress? And maybe, what's one key takeaway that stands out to you from all this? What's one small step someone could take, like today?
Tracking. Keep it simple. A basic workout log with exercises, weights, sets, reps helps you see progress. But also track the subjective stuff. How's your energy, sleep quality, mood? Those often improve first until you're on the right track. For the really keen, baseline hormone tests and a follow-up in 3-6 months could show concrete changes. And if you want to dive deeper into the science, look up journals like Reproduction or Andrology. Check out recent systematic reviews. They pull lots of studies together. One small step today. If you're inactive, just do 10 bodyweight squats right now. Focus on form. That's it. Start small.
Brilliant. Okay, this has been incredibly illuminating. Let's do a quick recap of the big takeaways. First, sedentary life. Not great for male fertility. Movement, even moderate, is powerful medicine. Second, compound movements, especially our hero, the squat, are fantastic for boosting testosterone. Third, aim for maybe 3 to 5 moderate exercise sessions a week. Make squats a key part. Fourth, remember Goldilocks. Consistency beats crazy intensity for fertility benefits. Find that sweet spot. And finally, be patient. You'll feel better fast, but give it 3-6 months for the full fertility effects, letting those new sperm develop.
Excellent summary. Yeah, and if I could add one thing, it's that consistency point, just showing up regularly week after week.
Yeah.
That's where the real magic happens for fertility and honestly for everything else too.
Absolutely. So, as we close out this deep dive, here's something to think about. Consider the squat not just as an exercise, but maybe as a statement, a commitment to your vitality, your health, your future possibilities. How could embracing the simple, fundamental movement ripple outwards into other parts of your life? And of course, the important reminder, always chat with your doctor before starting any new exercise program, especially if you have any health conditions. Stay safe out there.